We're having a ball here. Oh man, Questlove. I know I can see the roots, but Questlove, man. Oh, the rim shots.
That's how you start a show.
That's how you should start top 40. Dude. This is how you must do top 40.
Timeless music. Timeless music.
Verb.
Yes, sir.
You know I'm a fan, right? I think I've told you and I've shown you.
I wish you knew how much that blows my mind, because we don't say it often enough, but we grow up watching you guys. We idolize you guys. We model ourselves after you guys. Then after some years we walk the same corridors as you guys, and every now and again it's just a back thought to say,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can only imagine my humblest and deepest respect. So for you to say something like that, come on.
I mean, I couldn't even hold myself back when I saw you on Money Line on NCA yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
Yes, sir.
And I still even remember the caption.
Yeah.
When one of us shines,
we all shine.
we all shine.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you,
Verb.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Boy from Kimberley.
Kan jy dit glo, brother? Kan jy dit glo? Van die groot gat.
Grootstad City.
That's it. That's it.
And for some reason, because of Motswako,
Yeah.
I thought, maybe Mufftown. And you're a Tswana boy too.
I am. Yeah.
But Kimberley?
Kimberley, brother.
Which part of Kimberley,
Deep
brother?
in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Galeshewe, number 5. But, we ended up settling in West End, which is where my folks still are. My grandmother's still in West End.
I went to visit with people from Kimberley.
So
So I ended up at least somehow.
Exactly. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Kimberley. There's no place like it. No place in the world.
How many kids in this household?
So, I was an only child for a long time. And then I have my younger sister who's 11 years my junior. But as I was growing up, I then later discovered I had older siblings.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had an older brother of Tebogo who's unfortunately passed on.
Oh, no. With such a big name.
Exactly.
Tebogo.
Well, you see.
Thank you.
Exactly. Then
Hello.
My brother Mpo. Who's also my best friend and confidant.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And those dynamics. You know, the beautiful thing about half brothers and half sisters, someone somewhere along the line plays the pivotal role, plays the convener, the unifier. Who's that?
In this case, it'll have to be my brother. As a matter of fact, I just want to take a step back.
Yeah.
And say we don't even do the whole halves.
No, sure, perfect. Yeah,
steps and ID span.
I was just using it for the sake of description.
No, sure. No, my brother is my anchor, my go-to. I take no decision without consulting him.
Yeah. So he'll be the gravitas.
He absolutely is, without a question.
And then schooling.
Schooling, you know what, my folks afforded me really great opportunities, so I went to really good schools.
Yeah, because you've got that twang thing going.
Ne? You can tell.
Yeah, it's in there. You tell you how.
Round.
Ronaldo can tell. When I can tell, that heavy.
Cursive. Could you work a cursive? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. So I went to CBC in Kimberley. I also had a short stint at what was ISB back then, International School of Poputatswana Kumafikeng.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's now ISA.
Okay.
But I matriculated in CBC.
So I'm not wrong about Mufftown.
My mother is still in Mafikeng. My mother is still at the university.
What do you mean?
Sanskisi ile Unibo. Mama ko lecturer ku Unibo.
Oh.
Well, UniWest now.
No, maybe school.
No. My mom is a professor at the University of the Northwest.
What?
And when I was young, I used to frequent Mafikeng.
So your mom teaches?
Yes.
So if we go to UniWest, we'll find her there.
Wabatla Dr. Thekisho.
What? What happened with you, dude?
It gets worse. My dad is a medical doctor.
What?
So everyone is academics. Then you know what I mean?
Okay,
as far as the apple goes, forget falling. The apple was thrown. to the next field.
Tsunami.
That's it. Yeah, no, I couldn't have gone any further.
What is the name they gave you?
Tebogo Thapelo Sydney. Ay.
Don't
tell the other
Sidnaro.
rappers. Thekisho.
Now, what happened? Proverb.
Yes.
Of all names.
You know what? I always had the gift of the gab. Always had a big mouth. Always had a loud mouth. Always had a lot to say. But somewhere along the way, I discovered that this can be a positive if I use my ability to express creatively.
Aha.
Wow. And so this is when I then discovered music. And I'll have you know, I used to think I could sing, by the way.
Hello.
I used to think I could sing, by the way.
But at least you use it positively because you're pop idols. There you go.
Well, there you go, perhaps. Yeah, so
At
then...
least this apple, yeah.
Yeah, there's something there.
There's
about
a
this
seed
apple.
in there. There is a seed in there.
There you are. I like that. Yeah, so when I was starting to sort of define who I am, what it is I want to stand for creatively, then Proverb made sense. Because as you know, a proverb is a short saying stating the truth.
Yes.
And I wanted my material, my thoughts, my works, my writings to ultimately express the truth.
Your first love with hip hop. Where, when, and when?
It probably started when I was a lot younger, but the initial attraction was probably not as genuine as it is now. In that, what I was attracted to and the appeal for me was that rebellious culture that we'll do what we want, when we want, speak how we want, look how we want. So that was my initial attraction to it. It's only after delving a little deeper that I suppose I found myself and I found the substance in it.
But which era is this?
This is definitely early 90s stuff. In fact, even as far as late 80s.
Like who? Give me names.
Man, it wasn't even hip hop.
Yeah.
But the first guy I remember whose a cassette I went and sought was Dr. Alban.
Oh yeah.
Hopla Dr. Alban, It's My Life.
It's my life.
Hey, that's my brother, man. Dr. Alban. I even performed Dr. Alban at one assembly.
I wonder if there's anything you have just proven Rozwa Kimberly.
Ukum. Because I like Dr. Alban. Come on.
Not LL
Careful what you say about Dr. Alban.
Not LL Cool J.
No, those guys all kind of came about later. But in the beginning...
Anna swag man.
Nix.
Dr. Alban.
But that was the swag of the time. Ore dangari. And then you let one side out. Dr. Martins. And not even the full dangari. Eya three-quarter. Boys.
Listen.
Boys. Wadala. Wait what's Hameka. I'm telling you. Over SKL. You're finished.
So you went for that album?
Dr. Alban was my guy for a very long time. Then guys like Snow.
Yes.
Remember Snow Informer? Diamond. There you go. With Snow. Then even then the R&B was also like a thing. This is now before I became solid into hip hop. That's when the guys like your LL Cool J started surfacing, your Busta Rhymeses, of the early days. You know, those kind of guys.
Wow. And now when you started writing, because I think that's where it comes to, right?
Yeah.
When you started writing, like, now I can write lyrics. Because obviously it started with you trying to write the lyrics of Dr. Alban's music.
Exactly.
And then obviously that kind of gives you the formula, the rhyming, the works.
100%.
How did you craft that? Did you also do it by self-learning or?
It was all very much self-learning. So I used to have a tape deck that would take 2 cassettes.
Yeah.
And I would be able to either record from radio stations or record myself.
Yeah.
So, almost shapa tissue underneath, hit record, kick your freestyles and start writing some of the stuff. In fact, isn't it tissue? Or a tissue? So, but hold on, I want to tell you something interesting.
Yeah.
But then, our understanding of hip-hop was so limited because it would be about how many swear words can I put in here? How many curse words? How obnoxious could I possibly be? Until my mother found one of my books one day and set me down and said, if this is what this is, then I want no part of it. Should I ever hear you say something like this, I will be incredibly disappointed. And it was then that I started then shaping my outlook as far as creativity is concerned. And I realized, but this is a tool. And people are listening out there. My mom is going to be listening. I'm a father now, and I consider my kids are going to be listening.
Yeah, they'll go back to Daddy's albums, the first ones.
100%. And it's shaped how I think about creativity. And now I seek to build rather than to destroy with my work. Hey! Unkiran! Ayeye! Where were you?
Alishiwe 5. Stand up. He's right here.
Come on now.
The verb.
Come on now. What you know about this, huh? Hey!
I explained to Carl, but because of Proverb.
It's my life. Take it or leave it.
You still know the lyrics.
Not wait for it. Hey,
what's that crap?
Come on. I'm getting goosebumps.
Mind your business and live my business. You know everything, Papa know it all. Very little is dangerous. Stop bugging me, stop bothering me, stop bugging me, stop fussing me, stop
Come on.
me, stop yelling me. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life, my brother. It's my life. It's my life, my brother.
Hell no.
If she's not singing along, she's too young for it. She's far too
You
young
didn't
for
go there.
But you see what I mean? That's as hip-hop as it got for us back then. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me about
Before
this
we
song.
knew better. Ah, man.
You've got 20 seconds. Come on, Rap.
Absolutely.
The DJ. The
What
presenter.
can you say? This is as Afropolitan as it gets.
Yeah.
Incredible music, new talent, and I know it's going to be a success.
It is a success already. It has made it to the top 40 hits countdown. It is Proverb, my top 10 at 10. This is Kaya, baby, the home of the Afropolitan. Hello. The blend of what hip-hop, what kwaito, what mid-tempo, what groove, even now Niger, has now fused into what we call dance music. Isn't it just simply amazing?
Can I ask you, do you think genres are disappearing and now we're just making good music?
Boxes are moving.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
You can never... and now I understand it because I used to take offense because I was such a huge fan of neo-soul music.
Right.
Because you can imagine growing up listening to R&B and being a collector of R&B.
Right.
And now R&B dies. And out of nowhere, because there was this void where we couldn't buy any albums.
Yeah.
Now, in 96, I remember the year very vividly because Glenn Lewis was the first breakfast jock to play Erykah Badu.
The great one.
The great one, on and on. Overall, and I was like, what's that? I called him. He doesn't remember. I called him. I said, what's that? He gave me the name. He said, spell it. He spelled it. And the very day I went and bought the CD, I listened to it because a year prior, D'Angelo came out.
Oh, yes.
With Brown Sugar.
Yes, yes, yes.
So now, here's Erykah Badu now. But when you look at the executive producers of both albums, it's the same man, Keda Massenberg.
Right.
And I was like, who is this Keda Massenberg? And there's no Google.
Nakweo, yeah.
Nakweo. I couldn't even go and check it. But now, the more I bought magazines, more beat, more ing, and read them, they're like, there's this new movement called Neo Soul. They start mentioning names. Borashan Peterson are part of that movement.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
I'm like, wow, Neo Soul. Now, D'Angelo said, please do not put me in that box. I'm not a Neo Soul singer. I was like, oh, why are you breaking my heart? Because I thought this is a movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ANC, there's a movement. I said, no, don't put me in that box. Now I get it why. Because there's so much fused, so much sound, so many sounds fused in there.
We've transcended genre.
Yeah, completely.
I believe, yeah.
Completely.
In fact, have you heard his new album, this where he's working with the Vanguard
The
guys?
Vanguard, I did.
It's more, there's more rock influences than before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those Brown Sugar days, well, what I like is he's able to switch up, and by not defining himself in the early days, he can now do whatever he likes.
Yeah. And remember, we as people, we deal with, we like to compartmentalize everything.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for us. Because then it's blue. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's blue.
Yeah.
We don't want to say multicolored. No.
There you are.
No, just blue. I'd rather deal with blue because I know how blue works and behaves, basically. Anyway.
I came to learn.
This is your show, not mine. This guy. We'll be back.
Breakfast.
You better raise your glasses and treat your taste buds to an exclusive experience. Visit KFM Wine and Malt Whiskey Affair. That is on the 25th and the 26th of May at the Hyde Park Corner, brought to you by Old Mutual. Tickets are going for 250 rands at webtickets.co.za. The KFM Wine and Malt Whiskey Affair, an exclusive experience brought to you by Old Mutual.
Kaya FM.
Kaya FM, home of the Afropolitan.
He is right here. Tapelo.
Yes, sir.
At
least it's tapelo. Amen.
Monday we spoke about the life of a working mom.
Yes.
Hashtag life of a working mom. Challenges she faced. You were raised by one.
I was.
And?
I was raised by two. I was raised by a grandmother who was a principal at a primary school, Kimkolo Primary School. My mom was very much career driven and focused, and I think those you can see through who I have become.
Yeah.
Because I learned absolutely so much about, building a life for not only yourself, but for your dependents.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm grateful for those lessons.
You strike me like a guy who had roller skates.
I did. I'm not even sorry about it.
Look,
my folks.
Petrol price primary. No,
But let me tell you this. By playing small, I will be doing my folks an injustice, because the truth is they went out of the way to make sure I had an exceptional childhood, and
Yes.
I did.
Wow.
So I'm not sorry when I say it.
Sure.
I had a fantastic childhood. Look, I was perhaps I didn't see the opportunities at the time, and I didn't maybe capitalize and take full advantage, because I grew up, and I say in my song, I grew up a spoiled brat. I did. It's the truth.
Yeah.
But I credit and I give all gratitude to my folks, because they really did. And by my folks, I mean my father, my mom, and my grandmother, especially.
I take that.
Yes.
We grew up with a guy called Niki Munonyani on analyst tutut. So originally he knew what petrol price was about. Okay?
Yeah.
So we wanted to play with his tutut, obviously. But he will drive. For you to get a ride, you pay.
That sounds like a fair deal.
Entrepreneurial.
There you are.
Yeah. So mama kupa 5 bob. Just to get a ride from Niki Munonyani.
Yeah,
there you go. Are you a giver or taker?
I'm a giver, full out.
In the bedroom?
In all spaces.
Yeah.
I'm even uncomfortable taking. It was my birthday about a month ago. Awkwardest time of my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm not accustomed to it. I'm fond of giving.
Yeah.
I like taking care of. I like supporting, helping.
Yeah.
I really want to position myself as that person.
Have you ever dated a giver? Where you are a giver,
Yeah.
she's a giver.
I have.
And how awkward is that?
Let me answer that. I am.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Now,
yes.
how awkward is that?
It's not awkward, but it's relearning that it's two-way. Because I wasn't always accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm having to relearn to receive without feeling awkward.
Why is it so difficult for givers to accept and receive though?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. You know what? It's from as simple as receiving a compliment.
Yeah.
It's awkward, right down to receiving something material.
Yeah.
All of those, it's always been awkward, and I don't know why. I think I get more fulfillment, I get greater pleasure and joy from giving, from being a provider. So the inverse is something I'm relearning.
Tuesday we spoke about, when you love in sickness and in health.
Yes.
But more in sickness is the most challenging, obviously.
Right.
And I had a good friend, Bonso, coming through because she's living with lupus.
Right.
And I was saying things like migraine, arthritis,
Right.
even ulcers, stomach ulcers, I mean, you're living with this person in sickness. I mean, what are the challenges?
You know what? If you commit, I don't know if you're religious at all, but if you
Listen,
commit
don't even start me there, because this show will take a different turn.
Done. Then I don't need to sort of give it any background. But if you commit, then you commit fully, because the tables can always be turned. That's always my first thought, is what if it were the other way around? Would I want you to take care of me? And once I reconcile and understand that, then I do my duty.
If I had a choice So meaning,
Hey.
things are the way they are. We know the right things to do.
Yes.
You must pay your taxes. Okay? You must wake up in the morning, make your bed.
Yes. Yeah.
You must drive to work.
That's it.
But if you had a choice, come on now.
Yeah.
We're not saying it must make sense, or you must be right, or it must be smart.
Sure.
But if I had a choice, what would you do?
You know what? Can I be very honest? I wanted to become a doctor. And my folks really set up my life so that I could become a doctor or equivalent.
Yeah.
And even though I know they are proud of me, I know they would sleep better at night if I were a doctor. So not to say I wouldn't be a creative, I would still be.
Yeah.
But I would do both. I would give myself the option.
Yeah.
You know, now I think I forfeited my options by not exercising the opportunity while it was there.
Yeah. So if you had a choice, you'll be a doctor?
Can you believe it? Huh? Dr. Verb. It has a ring. Doesn't it have a ring to it? Yeah, Dr. Verb. Yeah, you must run that verb. Exactly. That's how we do it. I must give lessons, right? Or write a book.
Prescription
How to
I
speak
take,
in cursive.
The prescription I think is going to come in rhymes. Do not take aspirin, but
There you
not
go.
dispirin.
There you go.
After
There
you
go.
had your panado,
Yeah.
avoid tomato.
Hey, man, Amosi, you can do this. I'll shut like a beatbox. There you go.
Now it's time for us to show our love for Jeff Bradshaw and friends.
We're going live now. You ready?
Let's do it.
Listen to this, man. Love this guy. He's a trombonist.
He is.
Usually in the background.
Except when it comes to the front.
Oh.
Then the game changes.
And he brings the Hall of Famers of Neo Soul.
There you go.
Arrow. Robert Glasper.
I would put him in the same concept as The Roots.
Easily.
There are times when you need.
There you go.
Oh, man. When he was here, he came with Jill Scott, obviously.
All right.
And I was like, you know, one of those moments where you're like, maybe from the Cape Town Jazz Festival, can't they just come here and we do something more lyric, more? Nje.
Only makes sense.
Intimate for
Only
Afro
makes
politics.
sense. But you know what? Sometimes I don't think they're aware how big of a market and audience they have.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So they come and only fulfill their contractual sort of,
yes, and that's it.
And that's it.
And that's the
which
thing.
is a
that-
pity.
yeah, it's a pity because they also give themselves so little time. I remember when James Ingram was here.
Right.
We were still in Newtown, and he comes through and then he chats to the show before mine, and then I start chit-chatting with him. Nice guy, and I was like to him, "Do you know what's your biggest album in this country?" He was like, "No." I said, "Always You." He was like, "No way," and I started telling him, "Someone Like You," yeah, A Baby's Born. I started mentioning names of them. I mean, and he was like, "No, this album I was told is not doing well." I was like, "Hell no. I hope you have some of the songs on your set." He's like, "None whatsoever." I was like, "They're gonna kill you."
You see. There you are.
Anyway, I'm just saying. Kagiso Lekgotlo RT. Please ask this man about his album, The Book of Proverb. There's a song titled The Letter.
Yes. Letter to my ex.
All right?
True story. You know, I've always, I draw from my life.
Yeah.
So my music has always been autobiographic, if you like.
Yeah.
So Letter to My Ex was inspired by exactly that. It was an ex who I needed to say a couple of things to.
Yeah.
And of course, I put it in song.
What does it say?
Letter to My Ex. It's just me, you know, because there was a lot of uncertainties.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just sort of asking about some of these and just getting my closure. I think it was my creative way of just getting my closure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's Proverb on my top 10 at 10. And we'll continue talking about it. But don't forget, this Sunday, he'll also be joining us at the KFM Mother's Day concert brought to you by Spa. This year is going to be just exquisite. Pretoria Botanical Gardens, 14th May, which is when? This Sunday. 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll open the gates. We'll close at 5. You'll get to treat your mother to massages and makeovers while listening listening to Zamajob Letambulu Kefa Semenya. Get the tickets from Ticket Pro, 150 for adults, 70 rands for kids. And if you need any more information, go to our website, kfm.co.za.
Kaya FM
95.9.
All right, we're back and we've got Proverb, and it is my top 10 at 10. And now, from music to TV,
Yes, sir.
you just added radio. Wow. Triple threat, dude.
And I'm looking for more.
And 2 DVDs in the pocket, right? 5 albums.
Yes.
So I do have my facts right. 5 albums.
That's it.
Number 6 coming?
Yes.
Because I saw some pictures of you being in the studio.
Absolutely. Look, I hope it never stops and never ends. You know, so I will always create in some way, shape, or form. And all you are listing now is the different faces it takes.
Nah.
But it's all the same. It's just expression.
But there's a certain peace around you of late. And I see you spending it quite a lot with your kids.
Yes.
I mean, Verb, the dad.
You know, my kids are my being. They're my motivation for life, for doing what I do, doing it
How
as
old?
hard as I do. My little boy just turned 8.
Yeah.
My daughter is 11. Yeah, look, they are my world. My entire universe revolves around them.
And talking about raising a daughter, right?
Yeah.
And a son. I like the balance.
Yeah.
And what just happened with Karabo Mukwena?
Ish.
Kore, you wear the dad hat, right? You wear the brother hat, and you wear the man hat. What do we need to do to build a safer world for women?
Start at the grassroots level. You know, it's going to be a hell of a task to try and fix grown-ups, adults. But we still have a window of opportunity with the children. So what we teach our sons, first of all, what we teach our daughters is ultimately how we're going to reshape the future and make the world a better place.
How do we?
ultimately.
What are you going to teach the son?
For starters, I teach, the best way to teach my son is to be the example. You know, so to teach him respect himself, respect others, respect his mom, respect his girlfriend. By the way, my son, who's only 8, has multiple girlfriends. That's a whole other conversation we need to have.
Hey, we need to start there.
We need to start there.
Stop it, dude.
Exact. And once we can get those fundamentals in place, you know, the adult that you will raise will be better informed to make better decisions. And the same thing with the ladies. If you know how to respect yourself, respect others, and you know everything that applies to the boy child, and we just start from that level, the adults that we will ultimately raise will be better human beings.
What I've seen with most of this violence against women, especially with intimate partners, at face value, it looks like they were in it because there was financial insecurity.
Right.
At face value. She was like, I'm dependent on this guy. Therefore, I will take whatever comes. To death. Because everything I want, I get. It is the narrative that is there even in our soapies. So this financial insecurity, and for me it speaks to one thing.
Yeah.
That Verb, T, as a father, never validated the girl to say you are enough.
Sure.
You don't need anything above what you have. You are enough. So no man can buy you. No one can come and say, I'm going to add value to you.
There you are.
Because you are.
Hence my saying, if self-respect and self-love is indoctrinated from the early days, then we wouldn't have space and for those kind of things.
People don't know that you used to be a technical producer for Fresh Breakfast on Why.
I studied sound engineering, which I completed, have a diploma in, and my first sort of leap into the industry was as a technical producer for the big dog, DJ Fresh.
And?
You know what? that guy's a slave driver of note. I'll tell you that for free. That guy is a slave driver of note. But now, did you hear this morning, as Kumba was saying that I sleep here.
Yeah.
And I sleep everywhere for that matter, trying to suggest that as far as he's concerned, I work hard and I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's because of those teachings I learned from that guy.
Yeah.
You know, the big dog can go do 7-8 gigs a night.
Still come back.
And still get to the show before you.
Cheers.
Hey, Etlham.
Yes.
But so
Yeah.
if I learned anything from the big dog is it's never enough. And hence I now live by the creed, the constant pursuit of the level beyond the next.
You must say that again.
The constant pursuit of the level beyond the next.
That's where it's going.
That's what I live by. Daily.
And then
How
how did you become to own pop idols, dude?
I don't own it.
No,
Let's understand.
I'm putting it in layman's terms. Yes.
Yeah, well, so I co-own the production company that produces SA Idols. It's commissioned by the channel. So they buy the license, secure the license,
Yes.
and then commission us as a production company to produce it. And that's the end that I co-own. Aha. All right. And for me, again, it's about just forward thinking, sacrificing the now, the instant gratification versus thinking about long term.
Yes.
So when I made an investment into the company and I committed, it was just thinking about the future. Because you know what?
Did you go to IDC? Did you go to NEF to say, give me money?
No, I went to them and I made the necessary sacrifices. If I said, all right, fine, let me not get paid this season. Let me take a cut this season. Let me take less this season. And I just do what I have to do until I get to where I want to get.
So instead of you paying to buy a stake, you said, in terms of trying to get money elsewhere,
Yeah.
be in debt, so to speak,
Yeah.
to raise capital for it, you said, I am going to use what I have for equity.
Absolutely. Then I said,
Wow.
fine, don't pay me. Then I would do late night show here, stand in there, go and rap there, go perform there, go and MC there, go and whatever. And people wonder, why don't I have a flashy car, flashy mansion, flashy whatever, flashy? Because my thinking is beyond that. Do you know what I mean? I can
Wow.
tell you right now, without a doubt, my kids have tons more dough than I do.
I have to let that sink in.
They do.
Because of the tree that you're growing.
Because of the tree that I'm growing.
I get it.
Mine will come to an end, but when I hand over the baton, it has to be a diamond baton.
That's powerful.
There you go.
Wow. You're deep, man.
I'm genuine.
Very.
No.
No. How are you finding radio? You ain't
Listen,
love.
every time before we start the show, I put on bed music, let it play for a second.
Yeah.
And I just close my eyes and I say, I love my life.
Yeah.
And then I do my opening link.
Cheers.
And that's how I feel about radio. In fact, it's just from the minute I step outside my house, I'm so blessed, man. There's so many genuine positives in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that energy I really try and bring along with me onto any platform that I'm a part of.
Wow. Because I can sense it. I'm like, this guy is having a ball.
A lot of things come easy to a lot of people, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But nothing has come easy for me. Would you believe, like you said, I started in radio in 2003 as a technical producer. So technically you can say I've been chasing the radio dream since 2003.
Yes.
And only when? Last year.
Yeah.
It started to happen.
Yeah.
And that's the moral of my story. Whereas some people can hand a demo in on Wednesday, Thursday is hosting the breakfast show. And you know what? That's all good and well. But for me, it has never come easy, never come overnight. Not any one thing.
Even your first record deal.
Even my first record deal, my first demo, I have it on cassette. I recorded in 1995. I got my first deal in 2004. That's nearly a decade later. It has never come easy, but you know what? Another creed I live by is my day will come. It may not be now, may not be 10 minutes, may not be an hour, may not be a year, may not be a decade, but it will come.
Vep, keep shining, man.
But
So between Zabs and Davido, we have to play one.
Ah, it has to be subs then. Ah, yeah.
See this right here?
Come on now.
This is a
Subs
story
the
about
last
a man
letter.
who loved his
It's been
wife.
such a pleasure. Thank you so much.